Well,
Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhuji.
Hmm. Okay. Thank you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritcham Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudhirayet Ashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhāgavata-sevayā Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtagi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devakinandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 10. The deliverance of Yamala Arjuna trees. Sri Raja Vacha Katyatam Bhagavan Etat Tayosapasya Karanam Yattad Vigarhitam Karma Yenava Devarshayestama. King Parikshit inquired from Sukadeva Goswami, O great and powerful saint, what was the cause of Nalakuvaras and Manigrivas having been cursed by Narada Muni? What did they do that was so abominable that even Narada, the great sage, became angry at them? Kindly describe to me. श्रीसुक उवाच रुद्रशानुचरो भूत्वा सुद्रप्तो धनदात्मजो कैलासोपवने रम्ये मन्दाकिन्यां मदोत्कटौ वारुणीं मदिरां पीत्वा मदाघूर्णितलोचनौ स्त्रीजनैरनुगायब्धि चेरतुः Pushpitaye Vane. Shukadev Goswami said, O King Parikshit, because the two sons of Kuvera had been elevated to the association of Lord Shiva, of which they were very much proud, they were allowed to wander in a garden attached to Kailasha hill on the bank of Mandakini river. Taking advantage of this, they used to drink a kind of liquor called Varuni. Accompanied by women singing after them, they would wander in that garden of flowers, their eyes always rolling in intoxication. Antah pravisya gangayam amboja vanarajini chikridatur yuvatibir gajat eva karenubihi. Within the waters of Mandakini Ganges, which was crowded with gardens of lotus flowers, the two sons of Kuvera would enjoy young girls, just like two male elephants enjoying in the water with female elephants. Yadrichaya Devarshir Bhagavatam Statra Kaurava Apyasyan Narado Devo Kshibanu Bano Samabudhyata. O Maharaj Parikshit, by such some auspicious opportunity for the two boys, the great saint Devarshi Narada once appeared there by chance. Seeing them intoxicated with rolling eyes, he could understand their situation. Tam drishtva vridita tevyo vivarstra shapa sankitaha vasamsi paryaduh sigram vivastro vivastro naiva guhyakau. Upon seeing Narada, the naked young girls of the demigods were very much ashamed. Afraid of being cursed, they covered their bodies with their garments. But the two sons of Kuvera did not do so. Instead of not caring about Narada, they remained naked. तौ दृष्ट्वा मदिरामत्तौ श्रीमदान्धौ सुरात्मजौ तयोरनुग्रहार्थाय शापं दास्यन् इदं जगौ Seeing the two sons of the demigods naked and intoxicated by opulence and false prestige, Devarshi Narada, in order to show them special mercy, desired to give them a special curse. Thus he spoke as follows. Shri Narada Uvacha Nahyanyo Jushato Josyan Buddhi Bhramso Raja Gunaha Shri Madad Abhijatyadir Yatra Stri Dyutam Ashavaha. Narada Muni said, among all the attractions of material enjoyment, the attraction of riches bewilders one's intelligence more than having beautiful bodily features, taking birth in an aristocratic family, and being learned. When one is uneducated but falsely puffed up by wealth, the result is that one engages his wealth in enjoying wine, women, and gambling. हन्यन्ते पशवो यत्र निद्रयैरजितात्मभिः मन्यमानैरिमं देहम् अजारामृत्युनिश्वरम्. Unable to control their senses, rascals who are falsely proud of their riches or their birth in aristocratic families are so cruel that to maintain their perishable bodies, which they think will never grow old or die, they kill poor animals without mercy. Sometimes they kill animals merely to enjoy an excursion. देवसंज्ञितम् अप्यन्ते कृमिविड्भस्म संज्ञितं भूतदृक् तत्कृते स्वार्थं किं वेद निरयो यतः. While living, one may be proud of one's body, thinking oneself a very big man, minister, president, or even demigod. But whatever one may be, after death, this body will turn either into worms, into stool, or into ashes. If one kills poor animals to satisfy the temporary whims of this body, one does not know that he will suffer in his next birth, for such a sinful miscreant must go to hell and suffer the results of his actions. देह किम् अन्नदातुः स्वं निषेक्तुर्मातुरेव च मातुः पितुः वा बलिनः क्रेतुरग्नेः सुनोऽपि वा. While alive, doing uh, while alive, does this body belong to its employer, to the self, to the father, the mother, or the mother's father? Does it belong to the person who takes it away by force, to the slave master who purchases it, or to the sons who burn it in the fire? Or, if the body is not burned, does it belong to the dogs that eat it? Among the many possible claimants, who is the rightful claimant? Not to ascertain this, but instead of to maintain the body by sinful activities, is not good. एवं साधारणं देहम् अव्यक्तप्रभवाप्ययं को विद्वान् आत्मसात् कृत्वा हन्ति जन्तुहृते सतः. This body, after all, is produced by the unmanifested nature and again annihilated and merged in the natural elements. Therefore, it is the common property of everyone. Under the circumstances, who but a rascal claims this property as his own and while maintaining it commits such sinful activities as killing animals just to satisfy his whims? Unless one is a rascal, one cannot commit such sinful activities. Asata Sri Madandasya Daridryam Param Anjanam Atmaupam Yena Bhutani Daridra Param Ikshate. Atheistic fools and rascals who are very much proud of wealth fail to see things as they are. Therefore, returning them to poverty is the proper ointment for their eyes so they may see things as they are. At least a poverty stricken man can realize how painful poverty is, and therefore he will not want others to be in painful condition like his own. यथा कंटक विद्धांगो जंतुर्नेच्छति नेच्छति ताम यताम जीव साम्यम गतो लिंगैर न तथा विद्ध कंठकः. By seeing their faces, one whose body has been pricked by pins can understand the pain of others who are pin pricked. Realizing that this pain is the same for everyone, he does not want others to suffer in this way. But one who has never been pricked by pins cannot understand this pain. दरिद्रो निरहं स्तम्भो मुक्तः सर्वमदैरिह कृच्छ्रं यदृचाप्नोति तद्धि तस्य परं तपः. A poverty stricken man must automatically undergo austerities and penances because he does not have the wealth to possess anything. Thus, his false prestige is vanquished. Always in need of food, shelter, and clothing, he must be satisfied with what is obtained by the mercy of Providence. Undergoing such compulsory austerities is good for him because this purifies him and completely frees him from false ego. नित्यं क्षुत्क्षाम देहस्य दरिद्रस्यान्न काङ्क्षिणः इन्द्रियाणि अनुशुष्यन्ति हिंसापि विनिवर्तते. Always hungry, longing for sufficient food, a poverty-stricken man gradually becomes weaker and weaker. Having no extra potency, his senses are automatically pacified. A poverty-stricken man, therefore, is unable to perform harmful, envious activities. In other words, such a man automatically gains the results of austerities and penances adopted voluntarily by saintly persons. दरिद्रस्यैव युज्यन्ते साधव समदर्शिनः शब्दिः क्षिणोति तं तत्सं तत आराध विशुध्यति. Saintly persons may freely associate with those who are poverty stricken, but not with those who are rich. A poverty stricken man, by association with saintly persons, very soon becomes uninterested in material desires, and the dirty things within the core of his heart are cleansed away. साधूनां समचित्तानां चरणैषिणाम् उपेक्षैः किं दन स्तम्भैरसब्धिरसत् आश्रयैः. Saintly persons, sadhus, think of Krishna 24 hours a day. They have no other interest. Why should people neglect the association of such exalted spiritual personalities and try to associate with materialists, taking shelter of non devotees, most of whom are proud and rich? तदहं मत्तयोर्माध्वा माध्या वारुण्याश्रीमदान्धयोः तमो मदं हरिष्यामि स्त्रैणयोरजितात्मनोः. Therefore, since these two persons drunk with the nectar named Varuni or Madhvi and unable to control their senses, have been blinded by the pride of celestial opulence and have become attached to women, I shall relieve them of their false prestige. यदिद्मौ लोकपालस्य पृथ्वौ भूत्वा तमः प्लुतौ न विवाससम् आत्मानं विजानीतः सुदुर्मदौ अथोरहतः स्थावरातां स्यातां नैवं यथा पुनः स्मृतिस्यान्मत्प्रसादेन तत्रापि मत् अनुग्रहात् वासुदेवस्य सान्निध्यं लब्ध्वा दिव्यशरश्च वृत्ते सर्व स्वरलोकतां भूयो लब्धा भक्ति भविष्यतः. These two young men, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, are by fortune the sons of the great demigod Kuvera. But because of false prestige and madness after drinking liquor, they are so fallen that they are naked but cannot understand that they are. Therefore, because they are living like trees, for trees are naked but are not conscious. These two young men should receive the bodies of trees. This will be proper punishment. Nonetheless, after they become trees and until they are released by my mercy, they will have remembrance of their past sinful activities. Moreover, by my special favor, after the expiry of 100 years, by the measurement of demigods, they will be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva face to face and thus revive their real position as devotees. श्रीसुख उवाच एवम् उक्त्वा स देवर्षिर्गतो नारायणाश्रमं लोक नलकूवरमणिग्रीवाव आसयतुर्यमलार्जुनौ. Shukadeva Goswami continued. Having thus spoken, the great saint Devarshi Narada returned to his ashrama known as Narayana Ashrama, and Nalakuvara and Manigriva became two Arjuna trees. ऋषेर्भागवतमुख्यस्य सत्यकर्तुं वचो हरिः जगाम सनकैः तत्र यत्राष्टां यमलार्जुनौ. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, to fulfill the truthfulness of words of the greatest devotee Narada, slowly went to that spot where the twin Arjuna trees were standing. देवर्षिर्मे प्रियतमो यद इमौ धनदान धनदात्मजौ तत्तथा साधिष्या साधिष्यामि यद गीतं तन्महात्मना. Although these two young men are the sons of the very rich Kuvera and I have nothing to do with them, Devarshi Narada is my very dear and affectionate devotee, and therefore, because he wanted me to come face to face with them, I must do so for their deliverance. इत्यन्तरेणार्जुनयोः कृष्णस्तु यमयोर्ययो आत्मनिर्वेशमात्रेण ति- तिर्यगतम् ulukhalam. Having thus spoken, Krishna soon entered between the two Arjuna trees, and thus the big motor to which he was bound turned crosswise and stuck between them. बालेन निष्कर्षयितान्वग् उलूखलं तद् दामोदरेण तरसोत्कलिताङ्घ्रिबन्धो निष्पेततुः परमविक्रमितातिवेप स्कन्दप्रवालविटपौ कृतचण्डशब्दौ. By dragging behind him with great force the wooden motor tied to his belly, the boy Krishna uprooted the two trees. By the great strength of the Supreme Person, the two trees with their trunks, leaves, and branches trembled severely and fell to the ground with a great crash. तत्र श्रिया परमया ककुबुः स्फुरन्तौ सिद्धा उपेत्य कुजयोरिव जातवेदाः कृष्णः प्रणम्य शिरसाखिललोकनाथं बद्धाञ्जलिं बद्धाञ्जलि वीरजसा इदम् उचा ऊचतु स्म. Thereafter, in that very place where the two Arjuna trees had fallen, two great personalities, perfect personalities, who appeared like fire personified, came out of the two trees. The effulgence of their beauty illuminating all directions with bowed heads, they offered obeisances to Krishna, and with hands folded, they spoke the following words. कृष्ण कृष्ण महायोगिं त्वम् आद्य पुरुषः परः व्यक्ताव्यक्तम् इदं विश्वं रूपं ते ब्राह्मणा विदुः. O Lord Krishna, Lord Krishna, your opulent mysticism is inconceivable. You are the supreme, original person, the cause of all causes, immediate and remote, and you are beyond this material creation. Learned Brahmanas know, on the basis of Vedic statement, Sarvam Khalam Idam Brahma, that you are everything and that this cosmic manifestation in its gross and subtle aspects is your form. त्वमेकः सर्वभूतानां देहास्वात्मेन्द्रियः आत्मेन्द्रियस्वरः त्वम् एव कालो भगवान् विष्णुरव्यय ईश्वरः त्वं महान् प्रकृतिः सूक्ष्म रजः सत्त्वतमोमयि त्वम् एव पुरुषोऽध्यक्षः सर्वक्षेत्रविकारवेत्. You are the supreme personality of Godhead, the controller of everything, the body, life, ego, and senses of every living entity are your own self. You are the supreme person, Vishnu, the imperishable controller. You are the time factor, the immediate cause, and you are material nature, consisting of the three modes passion, goodness, and ignorance. You are the original cause of this material manifestation. You are the super soul, and therefore you know everything within the core of the heart of every living entity. गृह्यमाणैस्त्वम् अग्राह्यो विकारैः प्राकृतैर्गुणैः कोन्व इहार्हति विघ्नतुं प्राक्सिद्धं गुणसंवृतः. O Lord, you exist before the creation. Therefore, who trapped by a body of metal qualities in this metal world can understand you? तस्मै तुभ्यं भगवते वासुदेवाय वेदसे आत्मद्योत गुणैश्चन्न महिम्ने ब्रह्मणे नमः. O Lord, whose glories are covered by your own energy. You are the supreme personality of Godhead. You are Sankarshana, the origin of creation, and you are Vasudeva, the origin of Chaturvyuha. Because you are everything and are therefore the supreme Brahman, we simply offer our respectful obeisances unto you. यस्यावतारा ज्ञायन्ते शरीरेष्व अशरीरिणः तैस्तैरतुल्यातिशैर् वीर्यैर्देह्य असङ्गतैः स भवान् सर्वलोकस्य भवाय विभवाय च अवतीर्णोऽंश भागेन साम्प्रतं पतिराशिषाम्. Appearing in bodies like those of an ordinary fish, tortoise, and hog, you exhibit activities impossible for such creatures to perform. Extraordinary, incomparable, transcendental activities of unlimited power and strength. These bodies of yours, therefore, are not made of material elements but are incarnations of your Supreme Personality. You are the same Supreme Personality of Godhead who have now appeared with full potency for the benefit of all living entities within this material world. Namah Parama Kalyana, Namah Parama Mangala, Vasudevaya Shantaya, Yadunam Pataye Namaha. O supremely auspicious, we offer our respectful obeisances unto you, who are the supreme good. O most famous descendant and controller of the Yadu dynasty, O son of Vasudeva, O most peaceful, let us offer our obeisances unto your lotus feet. अनुजानीहि नौ भूमौ भूमंस तवानुचर किङ्करौ दर्शनं नो भगवत ऋषेरासीत् अनुग्रहात्. O Supreme Form, we are always servant of your servants, especially of Narada Muni. Now give us permission to leave for our home. It is by the grace and mercy of Narada Muni that we have been able to see you face to face. वाणी गुणौनुकथने श्रवणौ कथायां हस्तौ च कर्मसु मनस्तव पादयोर्नः स्मृत् स्मृत्यां शिरस्तव निवास जगत्प्रणामे दृष्टिः सतां दर्शनेस्तु भवत्तनूनाम्. Henceforth, may all our words describe your pastimes, may our ears engage in oral reception of your glories, may our hands, legs, and other senses engage in actions performing or pleasing to you, and may our minds always think of your lotus feet. May our heads offer our obeisances to everything within this world, because all things are also your different forms, and may our eyes see the forms of Vaishnavas who are not different from you. श्रीसुक उवाच इत्थं सङ्कीर्तितः ताभ्यां भगवान् गोलोकेश्वरः दाम्ना चोलूखले बद्धः प्रहसन् आह गुह्यकौ. Sukadeva Goswami continued, the two young demigods thus offered praise to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although Sri Krishna, the Supreme Godhead, is the master of all and was certainly Gokuleshwara, the master of Gokul, he was bound to the wooden motor by the ropes of the gopis, and therefore smiling widely, he spoke to the sons of Kuvera the following words. श्रीभगवानुवाच ज्ञातं मम पुरैवैदत् ऋषिणा करुणात्मना यच्छ्रीमदान्धयोर्वाग्भिर्विभ्रंशो अनुग्रहः कृतः. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, the great saint Narada Muni is very merciful. By his curse, he showed the greatest favor to both of you, who were mad after material opulence and who had thus become blind. Although you fell from the higher planet Swargaloka and became trees, you were most favored by him. I knew of all these incidents from the very beginning. साधूनां समचित्तानां सतुरामत् कृतात्मनां दर्शनान्नो भवेद् बन्धः पुंसो क्षिणौ क्षिणौ सवितुर्यताः. When one is face to face with the sun, there is no longer darkness for one's eyes. Similarly, when one is face to face with a sadhu, a devotee who is fully determined and surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one will no longer be subject to material bondage. यद्गच्छतं मत्परमौ नलकूवरसाधनं सञ्जातो मयि भावो वाम ईप्सितः परमो भवः. O Nalakuvara and Manigriva, Now you may both return home. Since you desire to be always absorbed in my devotional service, your desire to develop love and affection for me will be fulfilled, and now you will never fall from that platform. Shri Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, we can hear you now.
Can someone say from which verse I got disconnected? Okay, you don't know the number, right? So
42, Prabhuji.
okay. तद्गच्छतं मत् परमो नलकूवरसादनं सञ्जातो मयि भावो वाम् ईप्सितः परमो भवः. O Nalakuvara and Manigriva, now you may both return home. Since you desire to be always absorbed in my devotional service, your desire to develop love and affection for me will be fulfilled, and now you will never fall from that platform. Shri Shuka Uvacha इत्युक्तौ तौ परिक्रम्य प्रणम्य च पुनः पुनः बद्धोलुखलम् आमन्त्र्य Shukadev Goswami said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, having spoken to the two demigods in this way, thus circumambulated the Lord who was bound to the wooden mortar and offered obeisances to him. After taking the permission of Lord Krishna, they returned to their respective homes. Thus ends this chapter 10, the deliverance of Yamala Arjuna trees, from the 10th canto. Okay, oh, where to start? Actually, this is a wonderful chapter. Um, Give me 1 second for me. Mm, okay. And yes, okay. So let's use next 10 minutes to get a gist of the value of this chapter. Here we can see that there are two sons of Kubera. Kubera being a treasurer of the Devatas, is very opulent, and he had sons Nalakuvara and Manigriva, and they had the opportunity because of their service to Lord Shiva. They had the chance to be with yeah, association of Lord Shiva. Um, they took this where there is Mandakini river. Along that there are gardens, and they started enjoying, and to the extent that they got intoxicated by taking up to a special kind of liquor called Varuni or Madhvi. These are the names of the liquor, and due to intoxication, that is why Srila Prabhupada says that yeah, one's life should be a regulated life. And what does it mean? That one should not eat meat, so no meat eating, no intoxication means not engaging in any kinds of liquor or spirit or drinks. that make one get intoxicated, means lose control of one own self. No gambling, so that the spirit of greediness and treachery are developed in a person, how to cheat so that he can always win, so that he can always earn more. Gambling and no illicit sex. So these are four regulative principles through which one should regulate and lead a simple life. Whereas when someone is given an opportunity to enjoy more, yeah, in this case, that is the reason Narad Muni is thinking when he sees that, oh, these two, yeah, they were naked in the waters, they didn't even see, there is Narad Muni, and though the other, the girls, they immediately they left, covering themselves with the cloths because they know, oh, they might be prone to curse. So in that way, um, yeah, in the fifth verse, we can see, by some auspicious opportunity for the two boys, the great sage Narada once appeared there by chance. In the purport, it is mentioned, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastrakaya, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. So, in this case, what happened is when Narad Muni came to the spot and then he saw the pitiable condition of these two sons of Kuvera, then he was thinking, oh, what a kind of situation they are going through, and one has to be careful. And because they are intoxicated and they were very much um, not feeling ashamed of their situation in front of the rishi, so Narad Muni thought, I should do something such a way that it can help him. So in that he was saying, uh, this mode of passion, goodness and ignorance, people are certainly conducted by the lower qualities, namely passion and ignorance, and especially by passion. And in this case, tada rajas tama bhava kama लोभादयश्च ये चेत एतैर अनाविद्धं स्थितं सत्वे prasidati. In Bhagavatam, it is mentioned one must subdue the modes of passion and ignorance. One should give up the rajoguna and tamoguna in oneself. In the mode of passion, when one is falsely proud of wealth, one engages his wealth only for three things, namely wine, women, and gambling. So, we can actually see, especially in this age, that those who have unnecessary riches simply try to enjoy these three things. In Western civilization, these three things are very prominent because of an unnecessary increase of wealth. So this is the condition. So Narad Muni is assessing the condition of these and what is the best course of action he can bring one to. And then it goes further about animal killing is not good, and because when people can afford money, they can look for all kinds of enjoyments. So instead of just eating food, we tend to look for restaurants, and not just restaurants but very very special, famous, even though they are pretty expensive, one want to go and enjoy. And to the extent if meat eating is taken up now, then he is, yeah, it's not for everyone. People who are rich, who are can afford meat, they take up. So all these things are problems of a rich person. While living, one may be proud of one's body, thinking oneself a very big man, minister, president, or even demigod. But whatever one may be after death, this body will turn either into worms, into stool, or into ashes. So, yeah, Narad Muni, yeah, these thoughts help us that we should be careful, that we don't deal casually with this great opportunity that we have in this, that we can serve the Lord. This body, after all, is produced by unmanifested nature and again annihilated and merged in the natural elements. So, this is what, unless one is rascal, one cannot commit sinful activities. Means we should become civilized, Aryan. We should become not Naradhama. In Nara, in the humans, we shouldn't be Adhama, I mean the lowest kind of animals, but we should elevate. So, um, he's thinking these atheistic fools and rascals who are very much proud of the wealth fail to see things as they are. So this causes problem, uh, and that's why Narad Muni is thinking, oh, what is the best thing is to uh, Better a person, if he is poverty stricken, he understands the difficulties, challenges of the life. He lives very close to the reality, and always in need of food, shelter, and clothing. He must be satisfied with whatever is obtained. Undergoing such compulsory austerity, he is like leading a saintly life. Why? Because though he may have desires, though he may want to enjoy, but because his conditions are making him to live a simple life, he will be completely free from false ego. So, this kind of voluntary austerities and penances are result him to become a saintly person. Hmm. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is this shloka that is saying, Kamasya nendriya pritir labo jiveti yavata jivasya tattva jigyasa narto yaschehi karmabhihi. Means the real business of human life is to keep oneself fit for advancement in spiritual realization. Human life is not meant for making the senses unnecessarily strong so that one suffers from disease and one increases in an envious fighting spirit. In this age of Kali, however, human civilization is so misled that people are unnecessarily increasing in economic development, and as a result, they are opening more and more slaughterhouses, liquor shops, and brothels. In this way, the whole civilization is being spoiled. So, in this way, Narad Muni is saying a poverty-stricken person is, yeah, soon becomes uninterested in material desires. This is what happens sometimes. We can say, yeah, one may go and preach the very rich people. They may think, oh no, no, what about my safety? What about my assurance, insurance? What about all these things? It's too complicated. Straight, he is able to understand the words of a sadhu and accept it and becomes more successful. In the purport, it's mentioned Satam Prasangan Mama Virya Samvido Bhavanti Hritkarna Rasayanat Katham Asva Apavarga Vartmani Shraddha Ratir Bhaktir Anukramishyati. Uh, this is the shloka that Kapila Muni is telling. If one gets advantage of association with saintly persons, by their instructions, one becomes more and more purified of material desires. Krishna Bahirmukha Haya Bhoga Vancha Kare Nikata Stha Maya Tare Japatiya Dhare. Means material life means that one forgets Krishna and that one increases in one's desires for sense gratification. That is material life. But if one receives the advantage of instructions from saintly persons and forgets the importance of material desires, one is automatically purified. So, thinking all these things as reference, so he's saying that the greatness of saintly persons is they are always 24 hours thinking about Krishna. They have no other interest. Why should people neglect such association? Huh? So this, I mean, as I said, this chapter has so many nice references for us to appreciate the value of a devotee. It is said in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, "Namam duskritano mudha prapadyante naradhama mayaya paharata jnana asuram bhavam ashritaha." Anyone who is not surrendered to Krishna is a most sinful person, Dushkruti, a rascal, a Mudha, and the lowest of men, Naradhama. Therefore, one should not avoid the association of Vaishnavas, which is now available all over the world in the form of the Krishna consciousness movement. So these guys have drunk with this liquor and they have become attached to women. I shall relieve them from this false prestige. Saying so, he has cursed them so that they appear as trees in the place of Gokula, where Krishna is going to come. And after 100 years of their life, yeah, of Nalakubar and Manigriva, then Krishna is going to deliver them by giving the darshan face to face. I don't know if it is in the purport, but there is a very nice reference I came across that the fortune of the two uh, two sons of Kuvera is that when Krishna was dragging this wooden uh, mortar between the two trees, after he crossed it, The the two brothers, they could see the Lord. Yeah, when the Lord is scrolling, what can we see? We can see the face of the, what do you call this, soul, the foot, his lotus with Lord lotus feet's face. Yeah, the soul is not so rare, not sorry, is very rare to have such a darshan. That is what something they could have the darshan. This the lotus feet of the Lord will have all auspicious imprints, and these sons were able to see. Not only that, they also got the fortune to see the face. Why? When Krishna is scrolling, yeah, his face when he's turning back. So this gives the opportunity for the sons to see the face as well as the lotus face and the lotus feet at the same time. It's not very common. It's very, very rare. And by the mercy of Narada Muni, because of he has cursed them in this way that they could be in the backyard of Krishna, and that Krishna is saying, okay, to make the words of my devotee Narada come true, to deliver these the sons of Kuvera, uh, Lord Krishna has done this wonderful pastime. Uh, mm, yeah, so we can't go through these purports, but these are very nice purports. I'm just giving. So Nalakuvera and Manikura actually had nothing to do with devotional service or seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. This is not an ordinary opportunity. You can see in the verse 25 purport it's mentioned. It is not that because one is very rich or learned or was born in an aristocratic family, one will be able to see the Lord face to face. This is impossible. But in this case, because Narada Muni desired that Nalakuvara and Manigriva see Vasudeva face to face, the Lord wanted to fulfill the words of his very dear Narada Muni. So this is what we can see. That's why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has therefore recommended Vaishnava Thakur Tomara Kukkura Baliya Janaha More Krishna se Tomara Krishna Dite Para. Means one should desire to become like a dog in strictly following a devotee. Krishna is in the hand of a devotee. Adurlabam Atma Bhakto. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Thus, without the favor of a devotee, one cannot directly approach Krishna. What to speak of engaging in his service? Narottam Das Thakur therefore sings, Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nisthara Payeche Keva. Unless one becomes a servant of a pure devotee, one cannot be delivered from the material condition of life. In our Gaudiya Vaishnava society, following in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, our first business is to seek shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Ado Guru Ashraya. This is underlined. Yeah, if you can refer to the purport 25. Yeah, clearly means there is no other way. Sometimes some devotees come and ask, why do we need a guru when we have books, when we have shastras, when we have sadhus? What is the role of guru then? Uh, it is very clearly mentioned. One should take in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, that our first business is uh, to take Guru Ashraya. And saying so, and Prabhupada mentions that this whole pastime is mentioned as part of the Damodar Leela. Therefore, another of Krishna's name is Damodara. Why? Because Krishna is tied. Uh, by dragging behind him with this great force, the wooden motor tied to his belly, the boy Krishna uprooted the two trees. Here again, there is one other thing. Yeah, I think Jayadvaita Maharaj was mentioned during his class in Gauradesh. He said, "Yeah, that Krishna is pulling the motor between the two trees, and uh, then what happens here is that Krishna, when he pulls, what ideally should happen? Either the motor should break or the rope should break. Huh? But instead, the two trees, which are so strong and tall, they fell down. There was a big tumultuous sound that came when this happened. So, how is it possible? It is said that it is only by the Shakti, Leela Shakti of Krishna, that this rope got the power to be strong enough that it could pull, uproot these two trees with this. So it is possible. It's not like a story where, hey, how is it really possible? Logically, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, we're not talking about common logic. We are talking about divine logic, which is under the spell of Yoga Maya of Krishna. So, and thereafter in that places personified, they appeared personalities, two great perfect personalities appeared from that, uh, and the effulgence of their beauty illuminating all directions, and then they bowed down, and then uh, they said, oh Krishna, your opulent mysticism is inconceivable. You are the supreme original cause, the cause of all causes, immediate and remote. Uh, so the two demigods, after staying 100 years, who had no possibility to go around. We are very fortunate, like we are not sitting or standing or sleeping in a one position for not long. But the trees have this, that they have the consciousness of the these sons, yeah, yakshas. At the same time, yeah, they could not move. They attained all purification that's needed, and after having the darshan, they are saying, this was all your inconceivable arrangement. Because you are the supreme person, you can do everything. Otherwise, how can a small boy deliver us? Uh, Srila Madhvacharya has quoted in Vamana Purana, is saying, Rupatvat tu Jagad Rupam Vishnu Sakshat Sakhatmakam Nitya Purnam Samuddhishtam Swarupam Paramatmanaha. Is saying, this is in line with what the these two sons, yeah, Kumaras are saying, are you are the controller of everything. Uh, you are the time factor, the immediate cause, and you are the material nature consisting of the three modes. You are the original cause of this material manifestation. You are the super soul. Uh, and uh, therefore, O Lord, you exist before the creation. Therefore, who, trapped by a body of material qualities in this material world, can understand you? It's not possible. Only by the mercy of a devotee, hmm, everyone can understand. Appearing in bodies like those of ordinary fish, tortoise, and hog. Here, um, the sons are glorifying the Lord. That Lord comes in very simple ways. You exhibit activities impossible for such creatures to perform. Extraordinary, incredible. Uh, so So, in this way, they are saying, especially, O Supreme, for we are always servants of your servants, especially of Narada Muni. Now give us permission to leave our home. Hmm? It is by the grace and mercy of Narada Muni that we have been able to see you face to face. So, this sense of gratitude, this sense of indebtedness, and this sense of uh, offering service to Narada Muni, this is what they have asked for and is appreciated. Hmm? And therefore, henceforth, may all our words describe your pastimes. This is what they want, the service. While they are serving Narada Muni, what they want? This is what they want. In Bhagavatam, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmani Vedanam. This is uh, Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyati. Narada Pancharatra is saying everyone should engage in the service of Lord. Uh, After the Shukadeva Goswami continued that the two young demigods thus offered their prayers. Although Sri Krishna is the master of all and was certainly Gokuleshwara, the master of Gokul, he was bound to the wooden motor by the ropes of gopis, and therefore, smiling widely, he spoke to the sons. They said, you know, the great saint Narad Muni is very merciful. By his curse, he showed the greatest favor to both of you. Uh, in the purport, it said, it is now confirmed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead that the curse of a devotee is also to be regarded as mercy. As Krishna, God is all good, a Vaishnava is all good. Whatever he does is good for everyone. This is explained in this next verse. When one is face to face with sun, there is no longer darkness for one's eyes. Similarly, when one is in face to face with a sadhu, a devotee, who is fully determined and surrendered to the Supreme Lord, one will no longer be subject to mental bondage. Saying so, he said, Now you may both return, since you desire to be always absorbed in my devotional service. Your desire to develop love and affection for me will be fulfilled, and now you will never fall from the platform. Yeah, saying so. Shukadev Goswami is concluding with the verse saying, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, having spoken to the two demigods in this way, uh, they circumambulated the Lord, who was bound to the wooden mortar, and offered obeisances to him. After taking the permission of Lord Krishna, they returned to their respective homes. Here, very interesting aspect is Krishna has freed. So he has freed these two sons of Kuvera from this curse, from these trees which are rooted in. But what about Krishna? He's still lying tied to this wooden motor, which means though he has the power, but he want to be uh, uh, offering such a bliss or love, full exchange with the devotees. Here Yashoda has tried. Yeah, if he breaks, what does it mean? Yeah, we know that in Vatsalya Ras there is this uh, senior and junior or subordinate. Huh? Here Yashoda is Krishna's mother, and when she has died, how Krishna will release himself? No. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much for hearing. Yeah. Let's take time. If someone has time, go through these purports. I could not give proper I couldn't justify the value of the purports that Prabhupada has given in this chapter. But appreciate if someone would like to spend time, read through them, and yeah, then we take up tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is not possible, right? Or we will be back by then, I think, if we plan.
We'll check the schedule.
We will see. I think we will, yeah, we need some driver. We will see. So tomorrow we'll have at 8:30 the chapter title The Childhood Pastimes of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.